The Night Train is brought to you by St Andrews Hotel, 128 Nicholson Street, Fitzroy. Beautifully crafted, cosy and intimate spaces for your drinking and dining experiences.
I think the Knights, their time has arrived. I think last week that 10-man performance in the preliminary final was absolutely exceptional. So I'm going for the Knights.
But when you talk of Knights, it's a real fighting team.
Buskok into the back of the net. Melbourne Knights take the lead 1-0. Melbourne Knights will win the Doherty Cup.
Croatia looking for a finals berth. That's it! The Croatia fans salute the goal that could be so vital.
And welcome, Knights fans, to week 2 of the Night Train, where we will be discussing everything and anything Melbourne Knights. I'm your host, Anthony Zovac, and tonight I'm joined by the Melbourne Knights Media Operations Manager, Dan Pavlich, and Joshua Parrish.
Good evening, mate.
Good evening, gentlemen.
Good evening, guys.
All right, guys, tonight we're going to be going through a quick recap of round 2, obviously talking about the upcoming derby with Dinamo, round 3, St Albans Dinamo, and talking about our women's, juniors, 20s, and going through some community news. So to kick us off, we'll be just go through the senior women's team being put into a new league this season.
There's that formation of the new league, which starts in
Yes.
in a few months' time or so.
Yeah, still a bit of a while away from the season starting, but the women have been promoted to, I believe it's called the Victorian Premier League. So it's sitting between the existing NPL and State 1.
That's right.
So that's all good to hear and see that our senior women's are being pushed forward.
Yeah, and they're on the lookout for some more players.
Some fresh talent.
Yeah, the fresh talent. Also up the squad for the upcoming league. If that sounds like you, girls out there, email head coach Gus Flores on gusalexflores@gmail.com. We're preparing for a pretty big season, so we'd love to have you on board.
Yeah. So, girls, if you're interested in coming around for a kick at the Knights, give Gus a call and let's look to push our women's team forward this season.
I think it was sorely needed as well, that new second division for the women's, just to make it more competitive and
definitely was.
Get some prospective teams for the top flight as well, because there are a couple of teams, one of them's a development squad in NTC, but there are a couple of teams that just get flogged every week in the women's. There's about 4 very competitive, very good teams, and then the rest is pretty unbalanced. So bring the second tier, then the Knights and a few other clubs position themselves potentially as future top flight clubs and maybe make it a more interesting NPL women's competition going forward.
Look, definitely, and I think that sort of speaks to what we're trying, what some of us in the footballing community are hoping for with the National Second Division, also to sort of bolster the league and, give a few clubs a chance to sort of push up and, strengthen Australian football as much as possible.
Give a few clubs a kick up the arse as well.
Yeah, well, look, yeah, of course. Maybe encourage a few to pay their players. And now just for a quick junior recap, our juniors were hosting Bringbank Stallions this week, who were newly promoted this year. So under 13s lost 4-0, under 14s drew 2-2, our under 15s drew 0-0, and our under 16s with another big result, 12-0. 12-0 the boys got up this week, so great to see from the guys.
28 goals in 3 games.
28 goals in 3 games, so that sort of tells you about the junior production going on down at Summer Street.
Yeah, hats off to our junior committee and just running that whole program. It's enormous.
Yeah.
Thanks, Josh.
Get that mic a bit closer, Dan. We're also holding our Mini Roos and Junior Girls Registration Day this Sunday, so a reminder to all players that need to come and get sized up and register for your team. We still have some availability in the under-9s boys born 2011 and a spot remaining in the under-12 boys 2008 born. We're also on the lookout for our under-13s junior girls coach, so please send any inquiries through to juniors@melbourneknights.com.au. So if anyone's interested in coming down, potentially having a coaching gig at the Knights, that's where you're looking to get in touch with us and, looking forward to the juniors for another big week this week.
Round 4 of this pre-qualification round coming up.
So, Yeah, so actually speaking to that, so the juniors, as I understand it, have a new system this year where they've split the league into 3 tiers. So the first third of the season is played to sort of get your seeding, and then it sort of turns into a Super League towards the end of the year, which I think bringing that back in, I remember when I was playing juniors, the Super League was around, and it really did encourage the best of the best to be playing against each other, which can only strengthen junior football in Victoria, which I think is,
that's
always encouraging to see.
That the development lies, right?
Exactly right.
Junior football.
And now, just for a quick recap of our 18s and 20s results.
Yeah, 18s and 20s played yesterday instead of Friday night before the seniors.
Yeah, so the under 20s had a 3-1 win, and the under 18s with a 2-0 loss. So unfortunate for the 18s, but good result from the 20s.
I was there at the match yesterday. It was some great goals, actually, to be honest.
Yeah,
I don't get a chance often to watch the football when I watch the seniors, but I took the time out yesterday, Sunday, and went down to Knight Stadium and I watched the 18s and the 20s play, and it was...
Yeah, it looks like we've got some good young talent coming through the 20 squad.
Yeah, absolutely.
I know Luka Jurkovic, rather, played a pretty good game yesterday, scored a good goal as well, from what I heard. Wasn't actually able to make the game, but look forward to watching the highlights when I get a chance this week.
That's right. Ben Surrey's taking the head coach position again for that side, and Tommy Gavadan for the 18s, and I think it's going to be another great season. For
again,
him.
I think that speaks to sort of the kind of a club we are when a stalwart of the club who played close to 8 or 9 seasons, club captain, has now stayed involved at the club in a coaching capacity. I think it sort of speaks to the kind of club we are, that we try and keep our own within, community driven, and always good to see people staying around the club like that. And just also a quick shout out to our sponsors for this year. So I&D Group, Melbourne Croatia Soccer Club, Living Gems, AHD Melbourne, AHD Geelong, Form Deck Australia, Rapid Line Office Furniture, and St Andrews.
St Andrews Hotel.
Formerly the Pump House. All right, so, fellas, let's dive into the recap of the game from last week.
Seniors Friday night football.
Seniors Friday.
Feels
First
like
home
you
game of
guys
the
are
season.
putting it off for some reason. I can't think why.
Look, if we're going to be honest, I tried to go back and watch the highlights again on Saturday, but
I think it's
it's a bit
like to move forward, maybe, but
it was a bit of a tough result to swallow, especially how we started the game. But it was definitely a game of two halves. I think we started strong with Albano looked menacing up and down the wing.
I mean, his crack over goal, opening goal.
The opening goal was brilliant. Hamish's build-up play for that first goal as well was amazing. And look how Albano started the year. John's finish was brilliant. And John, I think, has been one of our better players, sort of.
Yeah, he had a great opening match against Port Melbourne Sharks, round 1.
Yeah, correct. So,
worked really hard, tirelessly.
Yeah, up and down. His chasing that first game was huge. But again, on the wing, he was unbelievable in the first half. And then, look, second half, I think sort of the playing most of the game in round 1 with 10 men, heavy pitches, a lot of rain, sort of took their toll, and you could see the boys looked absolutely wrecked in the second half. Dandy came out
and took advantage.
Pretty
much. I think it was like 2 goals within 10 minutes.
Yeah, Brendan Barnes.
And then they equalised.
Doing Brendan Barnes, he's proven again why he's one of the best strikers in the league. And look, I think if you actually look back and watch the highlights, he didn't get into too many dangerous positions across the day. He maybe had 3 or 4 chances, but
I know he missed quite a few chances, to be honest.
Yeah,
with you,
well, look, 3 or 4 chances for him is enough for a couple of goals, unfortunately. And
it's funny. I'm in a chat group with a lot of the other Football Victoria commentators that do the live streams and so forth.
Yep.
And a few of them also run the Corner Flag page you might be familiar with. And Chris Gleeson put it out there, who's, he puts out people, nominate people for Team of the Week based on the games you've called and the games you've seen. He called the Knights game alongside Brandon Galgano, and he did not nominate Brandon Barnes. And I said, what are you talking about? Having only seen the highlights at that point.
Yeah.
And he said he didn't touch the ball for the rest of the game.
Yeah, no.
He had a goal, an assist, I think a shot. It was his shot that led to Quell's goal.
Yeah, correct.
And he barely had an influence. But when you can directly impact 3 goals, when you've touched the ball about as many times.
Look, I think that sort of speaks to the quality of the player, that when you can look at it and someone, not coming from a supporter base of Dandy or Melbourne Knights can say, look, he barely had an impact on the game. But then you look back and you watch the highlights and it's, well, he scored one, he assisted one, and had a shot block that directly led to another goal. Speaks to the quality of the player.
Absolutely.
And obviously we've got to touch on the sending off.
I know another. It's another red card in 2 games.
Yeah, look, obviously a bit of a rash decision, but
It cost a mistake in a dangerous time. Look, it's at the end of the day, it's football kind of like that.
Yeah, football can get a bit like that, But when you go 3-2 up late in a game like that, you have a costly mistake, and Brandon Barnes steps up and absolutely pigeons a free kick with basically the last kick of the game.
Dandy Thunder had quite a good support.
Yeah, well,
came out in numbers.
There was a fair few of them there, but look, Harry's obviously going to miss this week with the suspension, and when you look across the squad, that just gives second keeper Jordan Gifkins an opportunity to step up, fill the position. Last year when he had to step in at a few instances where Harry was either injured or for whatever reason was missing games, and he stepped up, he played well, filled the position, he looked like he absolutely shone under pressure. So he's going to have a big opportunity now over the next couple of weeks to show why he should be the first team keeper.
Yeah.
And
that's what I remember when he played the FFA Cup match. It was a huge match for the club, and Geordie, unfortunately we lost that, but Geordie was, did his job between the sticks.
Yeah,
he's great under pressure.
Did he play in the South game as well? I think he did.
Oh, I think he might have.
The FFA Cup game before the Adelaide.
Yeah, he was immense in that game as well. Like obviously Hamish stepped up, scored 3. Like he was huge, and Ivan Gudigic came in with the late goal to sort of seal the game. But Gifkins played an absolutely amazing game against Hellas that night. He's showed his quality a few times last year, and now he's just got another opportunity to step up between the sticks, and we can just look forward and onwards to next week.
Exactly.
Tony Kolchek has asked, what is it an actual red? I was watching on my mobile and I couldn't really see. Well, I think there's little doubt that it was a red card with Chuckland coming out of his goal.
In terms of the colour of the card, it was...
Yeah, look, you can sort of chuckle him with Knights tinted glasses on. You can sort of say, maybe kind of should have been a yellow, but look, it is what it is. That's football. You got to just let those things sort of go, and Harry, don't let it get you down. Come back bigger and better, and push back for your spot when you're eligible to play again.
And Stuart has said that for a long time. He wants 2 players for every position, regardless of position. Goalkeeping is just the same. So it's now up to Harry and that spot back.
Yeah, that's exactly right. We've got. That was a big thing that Stuart pushed for in the off season, that he wanted 2 players available for every position to sort of be pushing for spot competition. Regardless of why Harry's out now, Jordan's got a big opportunity to step up and prove why he thinks, or if he thinks he should be the number 1 keeper. He's got now a couple, who'll have this Sunday's game to sort of look and show us why he should be the number 1 keeper.
Natural competition is a good thing, I guess, in the squad. Keeps everyone on their toes, keeps everyone fresh.
Yeah, 100%.
So it's just up to see now Geordie take his chance.
Yeah, well, look, let's hope he steps up and we can get the result on the weekend.
Absolutely.
Looking through the Facebook Live comments, keep them coming through. Pashko says not even one full beard between these 3 blokes. I think it might be a grooming choice in your case.
Yeah, it definitely is.
Yeah, it's a stylistic. For me, not so much.
A bit of a big call coming from Pashko. He's got about 4 hairs on
on
most of his head, mate.
Whole head, up and down.
I'd be real careful about who you're pointing hair comments at there, mate.
Anthony says, Zovi, get off your phone. Good feedback. You should have seen Dan in the first few minutes if you joined the Facebook Live. Yeah, he was about to start the show without a microphone. So
you should have let me.
It was off
It
screen.
would have been great, guys. It would have been great for our Facebook and Twitter feeds. and
NPL memes
Instagram.
would have blown up
That's
about that
great.
Zovi says, did you... Ante says, Zovi, did you buy that top or did you steal it from Pave's wardrobe?
I can see.
No, mate, definitely bought this
Andrew Fisher's left a nice comment. It was my fault that I had the full-time graphic ready to go, which is like a media thing. Like we scored that pen and I had everything ready to go. I had the photo of Hamish. Everything was going to be a great one. And then that last frantic minute... Everything changed. It's the worst.
Yeah. Well, look.
I mean, it's journalists and I guess social media managers who dread the late comeback.
Yeah.
I know Athos out behind the producer's glass, he always wants the match wrapped up by the 60-minute mark so he can file his report and be done with it.
Oh, look, that would be nice. It would be nice.
Sometimes it doesn't work like that. In our case, it never does.
The game is too dramatic and too fun for
look, at least
us to get away with that stuff.
A silver lining from a spectator's perspective. And I spoke to Chris Gleeson after the match. Said it was the easiest game to call. It was entertaining. A lot of people watched that match, streamed that match live, and
brings a huge amount of eyeballs to the league and to Knights.
Absolutely.
Maybe for the wrong reasons this time, but it's
And we'll get him back.
exactly.
That's it.
It's
That's
football.
It. That's
You've got
football.
to be positive about it.
And like the red card, I don't think it had a huge impact. I mean, when an outfielder goes in goals, you don't never want it to happen to your team. But
No.
it's one of my favourite things in world football, if I'm honest. That moment where someone has to step up, and credit to it was Joey, wasn't it?
Yeah, Joey
went
stepped up.
between the
Stepped
sticks.
up, that's
Credit
right.
to him. That's the kind of
Captain of the
character
squad.
that he is. He's going to take on that responsibility, and I don't think pretty much any goalkeeper at NPL level, let alone a centre half, would have saved that one in the top bins in
look,
off the post.
And there was a couple of videos actually I seen that from the Dandy fans that were standing directly behind the goal, and I don't think the highlights sort of do that free kick justice. When you're watching the angle from behind the goals, it's coming in right at the post, like you said, and one of the top keepers at NPL level would have struggled to even get a finger on that.
It's even actually higher than you expect.
Yeah,
In the highlights, it
exactly.
almost looks like
Exactly.
it's midway down the
Yeah,
post,
no,
but it
it's-
actually, at the height where the keeper would have been jumping,
Yeah,
a yard or two in front of the
definitely.
line, it's actually in the top corner,
Yeah.
and it just dips at the last moment. So it almost doesn't look as spectacular on the
Yeah.
highlights as it really was.
Yeah, no, the highlights really didn't do it justice.
So
but
nothing you can really do about that situation once the error's been made and the free kick's been given away. But I guess it's just maybe the lesson is try not to let Thunder back into the game to start with, and don't leave
it's
to Brandon
look-
Barnes in the 7th minute of stoppage time.
Look, for how well we started in the first half, I think we probably could have capitalised on one or two more chances in that first half, and that sort of puts the game out of reach. 2-0, anyone who's ever played football knows 2-0 is probably one of the more dangerous scorelines, because the other team always feels they're still in with a chance. One goal and they're back into it. So I think the sort of thing to take away from that is, we just need to be a little bit more clinical in spots and
Absolutely. Tighten things up.
tighten things up. And look, especially this season, there's a lot of new players in the squad, a lot of new players in the starting 11. It's still early in the year.
It's a whole different dynamic.
Different
You know,
dynamic,
new
different
coach,
squad, different feel in the
Stewie's
change
brought in
rooms.
the
Look, as much as
high-performance
everyone's melding together as well as they can, it's still very, very early days for a new squad to be put together. And I think the boys just need a bit of time to sort of
Absolutely.
wrap themselves together and push through for the season. It's still early days. To take 2 points from the first two games, look, not ideal in the circumstances, but at the same time, it could have been worse. So you got to kind of take the good with the bad in football.
Indeed. I think my favourite moment of the match was actually after Hamish scored the penalty, and because Chris Gleeson referred to him as the Hammer on the commentary,
Yes, the
his
Hammer.
name popped up as Hammer in the live scores in
I think, I
424.
don't know if it was Chris, but I also tweeted that Hammer scored. And I think they might have seen the tweet as well.
It looks like
Which is something that I didn't know. So one of my, running the social accounts for Knights, one of my little pet peeves is the gamblers that love to comment on the score posts, asking what the score was. I'm like, I don't know, I always think, can't you read? It's like right there. Fun fact, they don't get to see graphics.
No,
It's just text.
Interesting.
Yeah, so it's just text, which is why they always ask to see the scores.
Yes.
For the scores to be read out.
So FFV, please help out our gamblers and put the scores up on the live feed for everyone, please, and thank you.
Write them specifically.
down.
Write
Write them in the
caption.
comments. Hilarious. I wonder whether he'll get a goal nicked off him. There was an incident last season where Alex Salmon nearly erroneously won the Golden Boot because a couple of goals had been entered wrong in Sports TG. And I think someone behind the scenes had a little word that Liam Boland was actually the rightful winner of that award. So hopefully it doesn't cost him, whether it's your fault or Chris Gleeson's.
We'll both share the credit. I'm happy to share it. Very good.
So if we're going to go around the grounds, I think with the other scores,
Now let's look at the other NPL games that
other
happened across the
NPL
weekend.
games.
Well, I can tell you about Port Melbourne 1, Bentley
yes,
1
you
if you
commentate a game.
if you want.
You commentated that one, yes.
Probably the least exciting, and I have actually seen the metrics. The lowest rating game was around. I don't think it was.
Oh.
I'm not taking it personally. It wasn't the most fashionable fixture with 5 kickoffs on the one night.
No, it's an epic fixture night, Friday nights. A lot of teams are moving to the Friday night fixture.
Yeah, it looks like the Friday night fixture has definitely taken the league by storm.
Indeed. So Conor Guy, absolutely outstanding yet again. They've got a big Scottish bloke up front who was very busy and put a lot of body on the Bentley defenders, and the Port really dominated the opening 15 minutes and got a goal for their troubles, and then Bentley started to really settle and press and get into the game a bit more, and they probably could have got over the top of them in the end. Port had chances on the break, and Bentley probably had more of the general play. Just needed a winner. I'm not sure to who. Probably draw was a fair result, but it was a little frustrating. We had so many chances at both ends, and then none of them going in and finished 1-1. It was a bit of an anticlimax, but certainly Sharks maybe they tend to punch above their weight.
Look, I think they've definitely proven that over the last few years. I know as a Knights fan travelling to that ground, it's not a...
It's the classic sort of banana skin fixture, isn't it? Tough place to go.
It really is. It's a tough place to go, and you sort of can't put a finger on why. You know, they've never had an outstanding squad on paper looking at it, but they're always well organised. They're well drilled. They play good compact football, and it's been a tough place to travel to as a Knights fan over the last probably 4 to 5 years.
Yeah, indeed. And they've actually recruited pretty well in the off-season with Awad going there, of course, ex-Knights player. Right. And Kamal Ibrahim is always, and former gold medalist, is always a threat. So, they look pretty handy mid-table side. And then Bentley will be aiming for bigger things. But I think they've, under Nick Tollier, still got a few kinks to work out of their system and the kind of fluidity of their combination play up front. The back four still looks pretty good. Same from last season, and the new goalkeeper that's replacing Ryan Scott looks very handy, the Spaniard they've got in, but just in attack, the passing and so forth, it was all a bit disjointed. So Bentley will be good in the second half of the year. In the first half, I'm not quite so sure.
Oh, let's just hope not against the Knights.
Very nice.
Going around to the other games.
Other games, so obviously the Port Melbourne Bentley game we've just discussed. Hume City with a 2-0 win over Green Gully. The Croatian derby up in Dandenong finished 1-1.
It's a Croatian derby back-to-back.
Back-to-back Croatian derbies.
Northern Saints.
And for Knights fans listening in, the Knights fixture does actually follow the Dandy City fixture. So if you're interested in who we're playing the week after, just sort of follow who Dandy City is playing, and you'll have an idea of what we're sort of coming up against the week after. Oakley again with another win over Heidelberg. Avondale with the 2-0 win over Altona Magic, and South Melbourne with the big 5-2 win over the newly promoted Eastern Lions.
I know that puts us in 8th place on the ladder.
8th position so far.
Pretty mid-table at the moment on 2 points.
Yeah, look, it's early days, and Avondale starting the season -3 is always helpful.
Oh, it was pretty hilarious, Barney in that one as well. If you saw Stefan Valentini get completely taken out and then take issue with it.
Yes.
Around the sort of 60th, 70th minute mark, there's almost an all-in brawl for a second there. But, yeah, they took care of Altona pretty handily, and I think the Magic are going to struggle this year with that very tight budget that they're operating on these days.
Oh, look, I think in the circumstances, they did recruit well in the off-season, but it's always going to be tough with the financial sort of situation they're in at the moment to bring in talent and keep the talent that they had last year. But again, that's sort of football. That's how we go.
Indeed. In terms of the other games on the round, I think Oakley's the one that really stands out.
Yeah, the Oakley
knocking
fixture
off
definitely
Heidelberg.
stands out. Oakley's had a strong start to the year, and I think they're sort of going to be one of the teams to watch in the league this year. But just a quick question for you, Josh. I've seen your pre-season tips for the year. Knights finishing 10th.
To be honest, I had no idea where to put the Knights because I just don't know any of the recruits.
Look, 10th's a bit harsh.
10th.
It is a bit harsh. And I, having researched some of the backgrounds of the foreign players, that NPL land is a bit of a people act like it's called like espionage sometimes with the team lists. Some of the clubs were more forthcoming with team lists than others. So I actually thought that a couple of clubs had nailed some signatures that didn't end up coming through. Mm-hmm. For example, Green Gully I had in the top 6. I thought they were getting a guy called Mamadi Kamara from the South Australian NPL, who is a gun, like next Valentino Uel kind of caliber player, capable of turning a game on its head. He wasn't in their final squad. Mysteriously, I still don't know why.
T-Boy's brother.
I don't know if they're related. They've got the same surname, I actually don't know. But possibly. But he's even better than T-Boy. And T-Boy's a pretty good player.
Yeah.
So I almost had them in the top 6 solely based on that. Now, very much reconsidering, given that they have lost, Kalmar going over to Dandy City, and their midfield hasn't quite settled in just yet. So I'm not sure if they'll be as good as they were last year. So there's a few fluctuating things, and I do wish I could actually go back and fix a couple of those. Once I saw, Heidelberg's another one. I wasn't actually sure that Adrian Zara was sticking around. There's a couple other players. I thought Zara had gone to Dandy City. There was a big rumor, and that actually didn't happen.
Land rumors.
Exactly. So I here and there, I won't make too many excuses for myself, but here and there I was a little bit duped by some of the some of the lineups. So if I was going to pick it again, I'd probably have the Knights a bit higher.
You are absolutely right. There's something treated like espionage.
Yes.
I mean,
funny.
Heidelberg just straight up wouldn't give us their lineup,
I think
so
we're
they didn't do.
transparent with ours as well.
yeah.
I mean, I had a few angry Knights fans at me, but I had quite a lot of angry Heidelberg fans as well. And I'm like, well, if they'd furnished me with a team list, maybe I would have been able to judge it a little bit better. But so I'm putting my own head on a chopping block, putting those out before round one.
Look, mate, regardless, I think 10th was a bit harsh. 10th was a bit harsh.
Fair.
Let's go to a break, guys.
Yep. Take a short break. We'll be back with more on the Night Train. Keep those comments coming. We'll delve through the Facebook Live comments after the break. The Night Train is brought to you by St Andrews Hotel, 128 Nicholson Street, Fitzroy. Beautifully crafted, cosy and intimate spaces for your drinking and dining experiences.
Whether you're a land developer, in local government or a service authority, Lenco Group will help you get your job done on time and in a cost-effective manner. Lenco Group provides superior civil engineering and advisory services by creating, communicating and delivering sustainable, efficient solutions. For all your infrastructure requirements associated with residential, commercial or industrial development projects, visit our website lencogroup.com.au or give us a call today on 1300 152 626.
Met de balbezit voor Frank de Boer. Frank de Boer speelt de bal. Heel goed naar Dennis Bergkamp. Dennis Bergkamp neemt de bal aan. Dennis Bergkamp! Dennis Bergkamp! Dennis Bergkamp! Dennis Bergkamp! Dennis Bergkamp! Oh! Frank de Boer speelt de bal aan Dennis Bergkamp. Die neemt de bal feilloos aan. En hij schiet de bal erin. We spelen nog officieel 20 seconden. Dennis Bergkamp! 2-1!
FNR. Football Nation Radio. Do you love taking just a little time out of your day to stop, relax, and enjoy a flavoursome coffee? For over 150 years, Julius Meinl has produced top-quality coffee created by the most carefully selected and most characteristic supreme-quality coffee beans from the world's leading coffee-growing regions, certified organic, UTZ, and fair trade. Their know-how brings coffee that's rich, sweet, and persistent in taste. So, tell me, how is your coffee? If you're a hotel, restaurant, cafe, or just want to have a great coffee at home, contact Coffee 1862, the premium supplier of the latest coffee machines and coffee blends in Australia, on 0352 783 407, meinlcoffee.com. Coffee isn't their only specialty. They're also masters of tea, certified organic and UTZ. Considering selling or leasing a property around Richmond or any of the nearby suburbs, such as Cremorne, Burnley, East Melbourne, Collingwood or Abbotsford, then reach out to my buddies at Biggin & Scott, Russell Cambridge or Andrew Crotty. They've been selling, renting property in the area for almost 30 years. They know real estate and they know the inner suburbs. They're supporters of the community too and lovers of the beautiful game as sponsors of Melbourne City and the local junior club Collingwood City. And you'll certainly hear Russell at Amy Park, especially when City play. If you're looking to sell or lease property, call Russell or Andrew today on 9426 4000 or check out the Biggin & Scott website at www.biggandscott.com.au/Richmond.
Are you looking to change your destiny in life? Be your own boss? Start your own business? If you are, you need people who understand your needs and are committed to helping you make it happen. At DKP & Co Chartered Accountants, we are more than just accountants. We are business advisors, taxation consultants, and strategists that specialise in setting up businesses. We understand the client and give them the very best customised advice and strategies to achieve their goals. Visit our website dkpco.com.au or give us a call today on 03 9023 9370. Fast, proactive, personal. That's DKP & Co Chartered Accountants.
And we're back, Knights fans. So now let's discuss the upcoming fixture against a fellow Croatian club, St Albans Dinamo this
Another
Sunday,
Crow
5
derby.
o'clock. Another Crow
We
derby.
were lucky enough last season when we got Dandy City into the NPL, and then we got another Croatian team.
Yeah. Oh, look, I think it's always good in the community when you can see as many of our clubs as possible doing as well as they're doing at the moment. Obviously, with Dandy City, Melbourne Knights, and Dinamo all in the top division, and North Geelong in Division 2. You know, it's always good to see our clubs within our own community doing as well as they've been doing so far.
And it's going to be a dangerous game come Sunday. 5
Yeah.
p.m. kickoff time
5
at
p.m.
Churchill
kickoff.
Reserve.
Yeah.
But yeah, another dangerous game.
Yeah, look, Dinamo's been in, you know, first 2 games of the year, they've played pretty well. They've had a pretty good start to the year. You know, big win at home to start it off, and I think a fair result with a draw against Dandy City
Yeah,
over the
4
weekend.
points.
They're coming in looking half decent.
Well, make sure you get down to this one in person because there's no guarantee you're actually going to be able to see what's going on the stream with the big pole in front of the scaffolding.
I'm hearing St Albans might actually be renting that out as a bit of advertising space. So if there's anyone looking to promote a business, definitely get around and
Prime real estate.
Prime real estate there, right in the stream.
Oh, jeez.
Oh, if you think the gamblers will be asking for the score, maybe everyone else will be as well.
Oh, jeez, I know. It's look, it's from a media perspective, it's always fun to pump up another Croatian derby. We get a lot of support, and we should get a lot of support coming down. It's a really it's 2 local teams, really.
Yeah, look, in saying it's
not
an
far
away
from Knights
fixture, it's
Stadium.
probably about 3
Yeah.
kilometres in
I
between
know,
the clubs.
it's
So
semi-home,
yeah,
to be
it's
honest.
home away from home. Pretty much. You
Absolutely.
know, it's just up the road. It's not too far for the travelling supporters.
Absolutely.
You know, but given our own history against Dinamo in recent years, last time Dinamo was in the division, we had a win and a draw against them. We beat them this year at the start of the year in the Croatian
That's
Cup.
right, in the Crow Cup a couple of weeks ago.
You know, so that's positive signs for the Knights going into
Absolutely.
the derby.
But you
And
can never rest too much on your laurels.
No.
You kind of have to take every game as it is. And like I said before, it's going to be a dangerous one coming up.
dangerous game. But again, look, I think it's a good opportunity for the boys to step up and get our first win of the season. You know, it's always going to be a tough away fixture at Churchill Reserve, but you know, we've had some really big promising signs in the first 2 games from some of our new signings and some of our.
Maybe even get
some of
another
our-
Hamish goal.
Yeah, look, you know, Hamish can pop up and score again. Albano's been in unbelievable form over the first couple of weeks. This could be a big opportunity for the boys to get up and notch our first win of the
It'll be
season.
an
and-
emphatic win.
Yeah, and
Surely, if
really
we
get
can
on the roll.
manage to take the 3
Get on the
points
roll.
home.
What kind of reception do you think Hammer's going to get at St
Look, to
Albans?
be honest, he did play at the Vic Crow Cup. He didn't play against Dinamo. He played in the final.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, look,
It's difficult to say.
there's always
I think it would be.
Yeah,
fairly
look,
tame,
there's
to
always
be
a bit of a
honest.
friendly rivalry between Dinamo and Knights, regardless of who's sort of playing. You know, as much as they are a fellow Croatian club, it's both sets of supporters aren't going to a game hoping the other team wins.
Absolutely, it's another opposition.
End of
Whether
the
they're
day,
Croatian or not, it's
exactly right. Everyone's
we're out there to
everyone's
win.
going to the game hoping their side walks away with the 3 points. So
Exactly. I'm pretty sure, like, even if there's a little bit of banter from the Dinamo supporters, I think that will fire Hamish up anyway.
oh look,
Get the hammer to
and
strike it.
banter from the stands really is something
That's
that sort
football.
of sets football apart from the other sort of codes and the other sports in the country.
Absolutely. I
Definitely
think that will fire Hamish up.
Yeah, definitely.
Dennis is asking, are flares allowed at the next match?
I think Dennis might know the
Dennis,
answer to that.
check Dennis Hull records from 2004, mate.
And that is a firm no. So just in case that.
We do joke, but
I know.
officially, no,
No.
please. Suspended,
Yeah.
3-point deduction.
Yeah.
No. The club will bear the full brunt of that, so please no.
God, Dennis.
Yeah, so yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah,
Looking
look,
forward to the game.
it should be a good game, and it's always a good exhibition when you can play a fellow Croatian club, especially in the same division, up the road from home. You know, it's important though to get as many Knights fans as possible down to the fixture. You know, support the boys. Get
Come
down.
early because parking is limited.
Yes,
on
parking
the
is
streets.
very
I can
limited.
go. Are the 20s playing?
If you have a grandparent that still lives in St Albans, parking there and walking down might be a better option than trying to park near the ground.
Much better option.
Much better option.
Are the 20s playing beforehand?
I believe the 20s are playing beforehand.
so
with the
come on
fixture
down,
on a
yeah.
Sunday. The 20s will be kicking, 18s and the 20s.
Yeah.
So the 18s will be kicking off at 1, the 20s will be kicking off at 3.
Three.
So, make a day of it, guys. Come
absolutely.
down, bring the family down.
Support
come in,
the younger comps.
Support the juniors, support the younger players. Get in, watch the 20s, and have a look forward
Yeah,
to a
whole
great
day.
day out at St Albans on the
Absolutely.
Sunday.
Should be. What's the weather looking like?
The weather's looking, from what I saw, I haven't really checked, but from what I'm hearing, it looks all right for the weekend.
Surely, February, March NPL
February,
games, we
March.
should be all
Yeah,
right.
February,
look,
March,
it's
yeah,
Melbourne.
Melbourne,
It's Melbourne, Josh. I think you give us
Melbourne.
too much credit. Come on.
Yes.
Well,
Well, he's notoriously
I'm
bad,
pretty
but
sure
anyway.
one game will be sunny, one game will be rainy, and then the
Look,
other
if
one
you've
will
got
be
three
just
games on a
mixed
Friday
bag
night,
of
you'll have
spins.
3 different sets of weather depending on where
Absolutely.
everyone's playing.
well, Friday is looking at like 20 degrees, partially cloudy, no rain forecast.
Given that the game's on Sunday, can we have that
yeah,
one,
let's-
please?
21 degrees on Saturday, 23 on Sunday. I was, of course, in the
gosh.
middle of a weekend forecast and was not finished before I was rudely interrupted.
We're not playing on Friday. We don't care if it pisses down.
So
hail.
we've got a couple of texts coming through. Someone asked, does Zovac call Pave dad/Tata from Ross Jr.? In brackets, how could he say that? And then another message saying, great to see that all the live singing sessions on the mic at Big Steve's place have paid off. Love your work.
I did see that Facebook.
Yes.
0428 33345.
We might have to get you on the guitar.
Oh, look,
Zovac.
I
On the harmonica at least. Maybe
well,
mix it up a little
look,
bit
I can
from.
definitely not play any instruments at all. I'm handy with a pair of pliers, not so much with an accordion.
I don't think we
What about a
can,
microphone?
A microphone is, look, that's a
I want to get you
possibility.
behind the mic. We'll get you singing a couple of songs.
it will be hard pressed to match the musical output of this show from
Oh
last
no,
season.
give him credit. I think Zovi might surprise you guys. I heard him sing Friday night after the game.
Oh, look. Yeah, let's not pump me up too much here, boys.
I'm not setting up for failure. No way, dude.
Pashko says if Zovac and I stand together, our heads will block the sun on Sunday. So I guess the weather forecast doesn't matter.
Well, let's not put us next to that pole. You might not be able to see the game at all then, Pashko.
Amazing. It's always a laugh.
Oh,
Yeah, so Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
yeah, Sunday.
Sunday, not Friday.
Not
Yes.
Friday.
I don't know why
Confused me,
I've put it in your heads that
Yeah,
it's
it's Friday night, no. And look, also a big call out to get as many people as possible. Get down to the club during the week, get yourself some merchandise, pick up a membership, and let's have the travelling night supporters come out, kit it out in our own gear.
Yep.
You know,
we
get-
tried something, a little bit different this season. We've really pushed the tradition, passion, loyalty, which I think is something that really resonates with our club, with our fans, with their kind of, for want of a better word, our ethos, who we are as a club, and supportership, membership is very, very vital. The more members we have, the more we can put back into the club. So it's super important. I urge everyone to, if you're a fan of the club, buy a membership. We have 5 different membership packages, all the way from something like a corporate membership to a casual bronze pass. But
Yeah, so look, there's definitely a membership
not too many,
package
not too
for-
many to confuse you like
membership
some other
package
clubs.
for anyone
Absolutely.
within any sort of range.
If I'm
whatever
in to
you're
stay,
looking
we've got
spend.
those.
There's plenty of options. The new merchandise this year is looking absolutely brilliant. The boys, Dan and our Jerome,
Mostly
Jerome, but
in charge
they've
of
done a
merch.
great job in putting new merchandise out. And
Oh, yeah.
Works tirelessly.
I mean,
Yeah.
obviously, I'm a neutral kind of just NPL fan. I've various, soft spots for certain clubs, but I don't have an NPL club, that is mine. But
Yep.
so as a neutral, I got to say, unparalleled in terms of merchandise. The Knights. Just
I think
the
something
Knights
we
and
do
then
quite
everybody
well.
else, even like other clubs in Australia, I don't think I've seen any, the kits, the jackets, everything. It's
I think it just goes to show we want, we put that out there for our supporters to wear. You kind of rep the club, and you want to wear it, and it kind of works both ways. People see it, people like it. It
look,
benefits both.
Yeah, I think it comes down to the amount of time, effort, and
Absolutely. We start preparing these things a long time in advance, and you start seeing the payoff kind of now.
yeah.
But they are big payoffs. A lot of people look to the Knights as
Look,
a
I think
leader.
that's-
Kind
I
of.
think especially in NPL Victoria and across Australia at the sort of NPL level, we are one of the sort of front-running clubs in terms of how we present our media, how we present our merchandise, memberships, and all that sort of stuff. And that comes back and down to our media team and all the volunteers who work so tirelessly at the club, putting in many hours to get this sort of stuff done.
It's a big job. We're lucky we have a good team. Myself, we have a great photographer on board. I'm sure you've all seen his photos, Miko Robles. Amazing photos. It's kind of fortuitous how that all happened. We had another great photographer, Steve Stardick, taking photos for us in 2018, and then he was unable to kind of continue that. And right about the same time, we were looking to get another photographer on board. I checked our email, and that same day, we got an email from Miko saying that he had walked past our juniors at Dobson Reserve, so not too far from, I think, where he's based, and he just sent us an email saying that if we're looking for a photographer. And, I mean, testament to the guy, is the easiest photographer to work with, and you know, he's gone from taking juniors to NPL seniors to the Australian Open, taking photos of Roger Federer, A-League. It's a great pathway, to be honest. I think, like most club media outlets, it's a great pathway if that's what you kind of want to do. You put in the hard work and you do get recognised. It's a great outlet.
Yeah, well, that's...
we're always looking to add to our media team.
We've brought on the videographer this year as well.
And that's something, you know, we've brought on another member onto the team, Wojtek Gallon, and in video, and he's, you know, amazing. We've put some amazing content out so far, and we're looking more to now tell stories about our club, to give our club kind of a face and a voice. And I think it's the polish that we've kind of been lacking. But I think definitely with the stuff we've put out so far, you can see it's worth, like the informative video, the preseason wrap up. You know, when we spoke to the guys, it was, you know, I personally learnt a lot from interviewing the high performance team. I knew that they were doing a lot, but just the scope of everything they were doing is very impressive.
Yeah, look,
very
I think we've as a club this year have definitely taken a step forward in that sense. Within our media, within our merchandise, we've taken another step up, and you know, with the introduction of that high performance team,
yeah, absolutely,
I think that's really going to pay dividends across the season. You know, if you look back across sort of how the season finished last year, you know, we had a lot of players injured. There was a lot of, you know, niggles and stuff like that were keeping players out from playing week to week. So if we can, whatever we can do sort of this year to try and limit that as much as possible, keep us looking strong into the end of the season.
And then we'll keep working on some more content for the Knights fans, but
any sneak previews of what
we have
might
some
be
things in the pipeline, some exciting things in the pipeline. Nothing that I can give away too early, but you know, we would kind of want to capitalise. We were lucky enough through all our hard work last year to win the NPL Media Award, and we kind of want to take it up a level this year. So I think most Knights fans would agree that video content was something that we were lacking.
Yeah.
Video is also it's a very time-consuming job. So, you know, to have someone like Wojtek come on board who's a complete professional, who's got so many years of industry experience, I think it's going to be exciting. It's going to be exciting what we're going to put out, be able to tell our story.
Yeah, look, and there's obviously a lot of story to tell, 60-something years of history.
Absolutely. And, I mean, in the last 3 years that I've been on board, you know, so much has happened too. You know, I remember we've got some of, like, the memorable things that have happened. I remember, I think it was against Oakley, round 1, 2018, when Kim Harris scored that goal. Do you remember it?
Yes.
We went to keep the ball in,
yes,
and then it dropped into the
that.
Goal. We got that, blew up over media. 110,000 views of the highlights reel, things like that. You know, the FFA Cup last year was a personal highlight. That was enormous. The work we all put in as a club, in our media department and everywhere else was, I think, just showed that you don't have to be what's considered top flight in Australia to be a football club, like for your fans. It was amazing. Like, I mean, you got to experience all that as a fan, as a supporter last year.
Yeah,
you know,
exactly right. Look,
even Josh, like, you would have seen the other end of it.
Looking from a strictly supporter standpoint, last season at what that cup run, that memorable cup run, you know.
It was so memorable.
You know, with
the
Avondale win, the South Melbourne win, you know, just the vibe around the club coming into that fixture, especially having drawn A-League opposition was huge.
And the reigning champions, to be honest, as well.
Yeah, huge. You know, as any sort of A-League team you wanted to draw, short of getting, you know, a victory or a city for a hometown Melbourne derby.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know, to get Adelaide United at home was huge, and even given how appalling the weather was on the night, we still pulled.
The buzz was amazing.
The buzz was amazing. We had over 4,000 fans at the ground.
I remember taking a step back. I think it was maybe like the 30th minute. I just took a little step back, and I'm like, wow, this is actually kind of amazing. Like, you just
it was. It
takes a lot to run an event like that.
Yeah.
It takes a lot for us, like it's a semi-professional club. But it was unbelievable.
I just remember looking across, seeing how full the grandstand was, hearing that Croatia chant echo through the ground again. Look, I haven't seen that. You know, I remember going to games as a kid in the old National League, and you know, having 5,000, 6,000, 7,000 people at nights, and to have 4,000 to 4,500 again at a ground was
at the ground, and then the viewership as well.
It was
would have been
huge.
enormous
It was
exposure.
huge. The
I mean, I
exposure.
think in the last 3 years, like we had a great media team before I came on board, but in the last 3 years, I think we've done some really some really impressive things. You know, the Soccer Bible with Ante Burin, the former team manager, was amazing. That was huge exposure to be one of like an NPL club.
Yeah.
On such an enormous forum. It was, you know, with our retro shirts, it was...
Yeah, look, again, I think that speaks to the sort of size of the club that we encompass. We have fans ranging from, 7 to 70.
Absolutely. All over the world.
all
Like, I
over the
remember,
world.
I helped Jerome out with the merchandising. I see the orders come in. We have so many fans overseas.
Yeah.
Like, so many followers of the club. That is, like, we're a Melbourne team, but it's an international club. We're known... especially in Croatia and in Canada.
Yeah, where there's other big
some
Croatian
American,
communities,
other,
yes, definitely.
People know the Knights, so it's an exciting time, especially with, the current way things with social media, where you can have YouTube channels, your exposure is just enormous.
Yeah.
It's an exciting time. Very exciting.
Definitely
Who is broadly responsible for the aesthetic of the whole thing? There's the merch, but then there's also all the graphics. There's a very consistent kind of visual element.
If you're looking for the media operations, man,
And where do you draw that kind of inspiration from? Is it from the old Knights kits? Is it?
It's a bit of both. Like the whole tradition, passion, loyalty, that happened organically. I do look to some big clubs for inspiration. But that happened kind of organically. The jackets are red, white, blue. The tradition, passion, loyalty is red, white, blue. It's a real consistent theme. It's kind of a lot of work put in by myself. But like I said, it wouldn't happen with the support and the other key players in it. I think especially with our posts online, the photos are so important, and without the photos, you don't really have much. You have a skeleton. But the aesthetic, I would say. The aesthetic is I have a lot to do with it, but it is input from the whole committee. Everyone gets a say. It's not just unilateral.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Oh, guys, I think we're going to go into a break, and then we'll be back to
news.
wrap up the show with community news.
The Night Train is brought to you by St Andrews Hotel, 128 Nicholson Street, Fitzroy. Beautifully crafted, cosy and intimate spaces for your drinking and dining experiences.
Whether you're a land developer, in local government or a service authority, Lenco Group will help you get your job done on time and in a cost-effective manner. Lenco Group provides superior civil engineering and advisory services by creating, communicating and delivering sustainable, efficient solutions. For all your infrastructure requirements associated with residential, commercial or industrial development projects, visit our website lencogroup.com.au or give us a call today on 1300 152 626.
Life is too short for bad internet and the customer service that comes with it. At Mate, we pride ourselves in providing great value NBN internet and service that Aussies deserve. Let us be your defence on the field and save yourself against bad internet. Mate is made by football fans for football fans. Choose a provider you can trust like a Mate. Call us on 13 14 13 or visit letsbemates.com.au to sign up today. See you soon, mate.
Are you looking to change your destiny in life? Be your own boss? Start your own business? If you are, you need people who understand your needs and are committed to helping you make it happen. At DKP & Co Chartered Accountants, we are more than just accountants. We are business advisors, taxation consultants and strategists that specialise in setting up businesses. We understand the client and give them the very best customised advice and strategies to achieve their goals. Visit our website dkpco.com.au or give us a call today on 03 9023 9370. Fast, proactive, personal. That's DKP & Co Chartered Accountants.
And we're back. So just to run through a bit of community news coming out of the club. The club, for the first time in its
Yeah.
history is having an over 45s team. So if anyone over the age of 45 is
I'm
looking,
sure there's plenty of
Oh, look, I'm sure that-
big NSL diehard fans that will be that will
you
definitely
know,
fit that category.
any over 45s looking to come down and have a kick in a Knights kit, get in touch with the club.
Anyone you want to call out? Number one draft picks for this this new side. Do you think need to
I reckon,
get up and
I
moving, get
reckon
involved?
Zorak will.
Oh, look, I reckon my old man might be able to come back and have a kick. He hasn't played in probably about 35 years since he was at Mostard, but come on, Dad, come back out, have a kick with the boys.
That's it. Yeah, so if you that sounds like you, just send an email to the admin@melbourneknights.com.au. We'll be putting some more information on that on our socials pretty shortly.
Yeah, so club, again, growing, looking to...
Absolutely, like we're not a stagnant club by any means, so
No.
always looking to change, grow, improve, be better. It's an exciting time.
It is, definitely is an exciting time. And in other exciting news, club is hosting the Muggers in concert this weekend.
First time in Australia.
First time in Australia.
For what our fans will know is one of the longest running Croatian groups. I remember growing up listening to them.
I think most of us did, to be
Yeah, they
honest.
changed their lead singers. Like, it's going out of fashion, but that's the thing. This year they're coming out with a new lead singer who's been around, I think, for the last maybe 8 years.
Yeah, she's been around for a bit of a while now.
So that's this Saturday night, which
Yeah, this
is
Saturday night, which is
for
gonna
the
be
first time in
huge.
Australia.
Massive.
Tickets are available online. What's your favourite song?
Favourite song?
What are you hoping for? What are you going for?
CAG's not done it too. Like, we need to bring that one back.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a childhood
Yeah.
great.
Who's your
favourite
favourite
of mine.
singer?
Daniela was the best.
Really?
Daniela was the
man.
best, man.
How long? She was pretty short-lived, though.
Short-lived, but good tenure. Good tenure.
Liliana, man, that was my favourite. Micah Donka, that was great. She's got my favourite songs.
Yeah, so guys, look, it's going to be a big event from the club. Everyone get down. Doors will be opening about 7 o'clock at the
Doors
club.
will open at 7. Tickets are available online. You can still get tickets online for $50, but tickets will be available on the door for $60 on the night. So there is a little bit of an incentive to get your tickets early, and that way you don't have to. You can beat the rush on the door. But 7 o'clock it starts. We're looking for. It's going to be a great night.
It's going to be a great night. So
It's a community-run event. You'll see all of us, doing some sort of job. I think both of us might be.
yeah, we'll be working behind the bar at some
Behind
point
the
throughout the
bar,
night.
yeah.
So come on down, say hello,
know.
and definitely get down, support the club in what's going to be a massive event. Muggers' first time in Australia.
That's right.
Absolutely huge. Get down, have a few, bring your mates down, have a few drinks.
It's going to be a great concert. It's such a great band to have. Such a great group.
Huge.
Do you have a
Absolutely huge.
go-to specialty cocktail for the?
Oh, look, if you're going to ask me what I've worked a couple of these Croatian events. The double can of CC and Dry is
the
something that you'll see very often. That's probably the first thing that goes, to be honest.
Yeah,
But
look, if not a triple park
double
can.
parking,
Double
park,
parking,
CC
triple
and
parking
Dry.
is not an uncommon sight.
Yeah, I would say CC and Dry. That'd be my
Yeah.
go-to. But we've got a good selection of drinks, so I'm sure there's something to cater for everybody.
Something for everybody.
Absolutely.
Something for everybody.
Absolutely. It's going to be a great night.
Tony Kolchek says Zovac, your dad's a footy player, Lockett type full forward. Apparently, 30. And Anna says 35 years ago, the original Zovac was still ruling the footy ground. So.
Oh, there you go.
Anthony's asking Zovi, will you be serving scotch and milk? I don't know.
Look, Anthony, that only happened at the Dorm one time. We'll definitely not be revisiting.
Not a repeat performance.
No.
There's also a text on the text line, which I have no hope of reading out. I don't know whether you guys are confident enough to translate it or whether it's suitable for air or not.
Dan, do you want to have a crack at that?
No. I've given you no warning or preparation for this.
No,
one.
at all.
Is that Jerome?
Is it? I have absolute...
It's not in English.
No, it's definitely not in English, and I don't think that was good for radio, if I'm going to be honest.
All right,
Yeah,
fair
let's
enough.
give that one
Yeah, give that one a miss.
All right. Well,
Think
you
about
know,
your messages leading into next week,
yeah,
boys.
you know who you were.
Amazing.
Fantastic.
But yeah, so it's gonna, I think, comes out of night. It's gonna be a great event. So come on down, support the club. It's in conjunction with the Melbourne Croatia Soccer Club, and they put a lot of work into running and hosting these events for the community. And we are a community club, and it's this, we do these things in tandem with our community. So come on down, support it. It's gonna be a great night, and looking forward to it.
Yeah, I think most people are, to be honest. Muggers' first time in Australia. It's going to be absolutely huge. Big event at the club. Let's get as many people down as possible.
Just going through the highlights on the Facebook Live. Phil says, Mr. Zovak, you do good job radio. I don't know if that did it justice. MJ says, don't look down, Zovak. The comb over is showing. I think that's a bit harsh.
Harsh, mate.
We've mentioned the over 45s. Ante's asking if you've bought a membership, Zovak.
Oh, I definitely have, mate.
Yep, good, as everyone should. Somebody's selling a Holden Colorado. Someone's selling a Datsun 120B.
The Holden Colorado's might, for spare parts, be not a bad investment.
Fantastic.
All right. So, yeah, and then I think after Saturday night, we've got the round 3 clash. So, it's a big weekend, I think, for our community.
It's a big club weekend this weekend. Get down to the Muggers in concert on Saturday. Back it up with a big Croatian derby on the Sunday.
That's right.
A big Croatian festival weekend.
Yeah, I know. Saturday, Sunday, back to back. Double whammy.
Double whammy. Yes. All right. I think that's it for tonight, guys. We'll see you all back next week and hope to see you all at the game on Sunday. Come down
and support
the boys.
5 p.m. seniors kick off, 3 p.m. under 20s and 1 p.m. under 18s.
Yeah, definitely get down, support the boys on the weekend, and looking to chalk up our first win of the year. And I've got a feeling it's coming.
You coming, Josh?
Oh, getting to Churchill Reserve. Can someone give me a lift in their Holden Colorado? That's
no, but that's might be safer.
I want to get there, but I do not have a car at the moment. So getting from Box Hill to Churchill Reserve on public transport might be a big ask.
Yeah, big ask.
But I'll see what I can coax out of some of my friends.
Try and get yourself a night's game if you can.
Yeah, absolutely. I need to get down for a game shortly. It also depends on my commentary assignments.
I'll get down, not just for the commentary, just for the food.
You're always a friend. You're always a friend of
the
a lot of the games. Victoria, a lot of the games are Friday nights now. They give me another Friday night game. I can't make it, but
it is what it is.
Hopefully I'll make it down for a Chivapi before long. If not, I'll be watching along on the stream, whether it's furtively during my own call or otherwise.
All right, thanks, guys. It's been a
Thank you, guys. We'll see and hear from you all next week.